like it.
What's up?
Hello, guys. I need to put my legs up.
Coach Tasha gonna pray us in.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
We on top. God, we just thank you so much, Lord, for your love, for your kindness, for your grace, for your mercy, your favor. We thank you so much for allowing us to be able to be here on today. God, we ask that you touch our mouths and fill it with your words. God, we pray that you will speak in us and through us. God, we pray that you will allow whoever is meant to hear what we have to say. God, allow them to hear what it is that the Spirit of the Lord is saying through us and in us. And God, we love you, we thank you, and we praise your name, Father. Have your way. We dedicate Marriage Talk Mondays back to you. God, in the mighty name of Jesus, and this is the ministry that you've given to us and allowed us to be able to be the examples on. So we thank you, we love you, and we bless your name. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Thank you and amen.
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 What's that in the background?
What is it?
Oh, okay, that's the kids.
Is it the light
No,
still?
it's the kids.
Oh.
All right. Welcome.
So, it's been a couple weeks.
That's how you do this.
What about this one, though?
You don't have anything on that list.
I think I got it too tight. I made it
Up a little
too
bit.
tight, yeah.
All right. So welcome to Marriage Mondays. We got a couple topics. But you got anything you want to start with? My legs out too.
No, I think I will let you start today.
All right. Let me see what I got on my notes. Let me see what I got on my notes.
So with Marriage Talk, we believe that you can learn from anybody at any stage and phase in their marriage. Oh, it look like my
Well, here's a topic that a lot of my topics come from the things that I watched throughout the week. One of the things that was on the top of my head, without going in my notes, I kind of already have a topic on my head that was discussed on a podcast called Earn Your Leisure. Mook, you gonna turn that down, son? Thank you, baby.
hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it on YouTube. That's my nephew in the background.
Hello.
So yeah, Earn Your Leisure was a podcast that I heard it from. I listen to those fellas often, and they had a topic. And a lot of my topics probably come from them, where we kind of segue off of, we kind of do our own thing off of them. Well, not all of them, but a lot of stuff, content. That's why I'm very much business inclined, so that's where a lot of my stuff comes from. So they had a topic, long story short, about what would you think is needed more from a husband? Do you think, would you rather a husband that didn't have finances and had all the time to spend with the children? Or would you rather a husband that didn't really spend time but handled all the finances? You guys can go on trips every now and then, every once in a while, but for the most part, he's gone.
But
Which one do you think is more foundational?
I feel like
to a marriage, a husband that's present in the home but not very financially stable, not really. It's kind of bills and stuff. It's kind of living check to check kind of type of thing. Or yeah, which
I
one
think foundationally, I think that you want to have. So for me, in my experience, I come from a space of not having my parents,
right?
Of losing them to work all the time, losing them to not being there, and not being present. So for me, importance for me has always been to be able to be home with my children. So that's going to be the first thing. So I would say definitely, I feel like the presence of a father is very important, but I also do feel like there is a level of security that is needed, and that's for any woman, any family, any woman. So I feel like being present is definitely a top priority, but I also feel like living wise is also a priority as well. And so I feel like I would rather have a well-rounded
balance
balance.
is best, of course,
but
of course.
but in I get that there's gonna be certain times. So I feel like it's never not really. I won't really say balance because it's never really a balance. But just knowing where you're needed in what season that you're in and what season your family is
What
in.
rhythm? It's like a rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hair dripping.
No.
Oh. But yeah, so that would be my thought process on it. But I have been on both sides.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I would take that any day over a man with a bunch of money that's not present.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like for me, I think that it is important, but it is a level of security that a woman has to have.
Right.
There is a level of security
That
that is required that
Right.
I feel like
your kids even need to see.
yes, but also too because they have to that man has to be the example on both aspects
Right,
and both
right,
sides of that.
Right.
So I think the partner that you choose makes all the difference.
It's the biggest decision you ever make.
Yes. Well, yeah. So
Next,
yeah, that would be my thought process.
next to your relationship with God, if you
Yeah.
don't have one, outside of that, choosing who you want to spend the rest of your life with
Yeah,
is,
it's very
is
important.
the next biggest decision.
But I do feel that the balance of knowing what season and what space you have to be in,
Right.
and that's for any parent.
Right.
Because to me, my thought process is I'm gonna get my own money. I don't need nobody to bring me no money.
Right.
I can get that. I can do that if I need to do that. So that's my thought process. But us having to grow through the things that we've gone through,
Right.
it has showed me how to be able to know when you're in the front and when you're in the supporting role.
Right.
So I think that aspect of it is extremely important.
Right.
But
Good.
I think that was a good question. But I also have a question.
Okay.
So if there is how would you answer
I think balance
the balance? Okay.
is probably the best.
Yeah, I think the balance of it is definitely important. But I come from knowing what it's like not to have that.
But if I
And
had
what that
to
looks
choose,
like?
if I had to choose one, it would be security.
You think so?
Yes. If I had to pick one,
Yeah.
it would be I make it to where I can make it to, but I gotta get to this money
Yeah.
because
But I just feel like
that's where the generational wealth is gonna come from. It's not gonna come from me sitting at home.
but you could still there's still
Even though I feel like it is a
opportunities to
balance.
build though. There's still opportunities to build. Why does it have to be 100% gone? Why you see what I'm saying?
No, I'm just saying I feel like the rhythm answer is the best.
Yeah.
But I feel like
If you had
if I had to
choose.
pick one,
Yeah.
like it's not a
Yeah,
if there's no gray
like
area. If there's no gray area,
if there's no gray area.
then
Yeah.
I'm choosing security.
Security.
But I feel like in life,
But
you
how
should
is it?
always
But how is
seek.
it though?
You should always seek gray. You should always seek the gray area.
Yeah, but what's out? So for me, I feel like
The
because
gray area is
I've
the
been
situation.
on the other side of that. Yeah, so I just kind of feel like that wasn't the best situation for me.
But that also you also weren't dealing with the caliber of men.
Very true. Okay, never mind.
It's two different calibers.
But yeah,
We're not
so
gonna go into-
anyways,
no, we're not gonna go
well
into
yeah, I've
that. Not to belittle his caliber. I'm just saying.
no, right.
two
I'm just
different-
saying just
Two
the
different men.
aspect of
Yeah.
it. But also, I feel like so the question that I was gonna ask is there, so say for instance, if something happens in a relationship, whether that's like infidelity or so I was watching a podcast too, and it's basically and it came up that so if a spouse did something like foul, is there a certain time frame? Is there a time limit on the healing of the other person?
Speaking of infidelity,
Yeah.
like if the man cheated,
Yeah. So in this scenario, the man cheated,
right?
and he felt like I cheated. We got over it.
Right.
We moved past it.
Right.
why you still holding on to it? Like, when you gonna just get over it? Kind of type of thing. So do you
Right.
feel like there's a time limit on someone's healing when you have broken trust, or you have broken their, you know, security, you have
Right.
broken their peace, you have broken their safety? There's so many different things that comes with that.
Right. I feel
Is
like
there a time limit?
I feel like there is a. There's not a specific time limit.
Mhm.
I feel, but I feel like after a certain, after a while,
Mm-hmm. And what's a while?
um, I would say 6 months
6 months.
to a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say when you, because that's a tough situation,
Yeah.
because it's hard to trust someone again. It's hard to trust
Right.
someone
So
twice.
that's what I'm saying. Because
So
you
if
have to
the
rebuild.
woman is willing to go
Forgive.
back down that road,
Mm-hmm.
as you have to take some level of self accountability that okay, after a while, if he's not doing anything else to bring up any other suspicions, if I feel like he's truly changed, then I have to allow him to make that mistake.
And just let it be a
know
mistake.
that and treat it like a mistake.
Okay.
Now, if it happens again and you continue to see signs and you see the red flags, you just goofy
Yeah.
and you asking, you're asking for trouble
Yeah.
because you'll be able, with you already having a heightened awareness of the cheating,
Mhm.
it's going to
Everything is gonna feel like that.
Everything,
But
so he's gonna have to make more of a effort to show like okay,
Be more
to be
intentional
more
about,
intentional
yeah.
about okay, yeah, this is what I'm on, this
Yeah.
is what I want,
To make that for her, to
Right.
make her feel.
cause and so that's how, I would treat it,
Yeah.
cause it's only so long.
So for me, I agree, because I feel like if you make the choice or the decision to forgive,
Right.
then you have to kind of make the conscious decision to forgive.
Right.
And kind of move past it. So I feel like a lot of people in the podcast kind of had issues with the fact that he felt like he was rushing. They felt like he was rushing her process. And I feel like everybody's process is going to be different.
Right.
But I feel like if you make the decision to forgive someone, for whatever that may be, I believe that really working towards that forgiveness and really working towards rebuilding that. But I also feel like there's a level of security that's going to have to come from that man that says that I am changed. This was a mistake.
Right.
This is where I want to be. And yes, it happened,
Right.
but I am 100% here. Whether that means like having to never miss one of my phone calls.
Right.
If that's what it takes. If that means going to, you know, hey babe, you want to go with me here, and I mean whatever that looks like.
Right. Any heightened.
Anything that I feel like if you're working late, you might need to call me and let me know that you might need to check in with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just all those things that I feel like that if a man is truly, if that's really where he wants to be, and that's really, so I think that I feel like that will be my outlook on it.
Right. But if it was vice versa, vice versa.
Yeah,
vice
vice
versa. I don't know
if men are that forgiving.
if I'm not forgiving.
Yeah, I don't think most men are not. I don't think they are that forgiving.
No.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it takes a little more for a woman to cheat.
So is that not a double standard?
I just think it's two different personality types. So you have to have a different. It's just like children.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm not able to treat this one like this. They're two different people.
Yeah.
So I just think as a female species,
Yeah.
it's you guys are designed a certain way.
Yeah.
And some things are general. Some things are objective.
I can see
You
that.
see what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
subjective. Some things are subjective.
I can see that.
So I feel like when it comes to those things, when it comes to the general things,
Yeah. You don't think
like
that's
cheating,
one of them?
like
That's
cheating,
that's
like women cheating.
yeah.
I feel like their infidelity is just a little more plotted. If
Okay.
that makes sense.
I can see
It's
that.
already it's thoroughly
I feel
it's
like
already thoroughly thought out.
I feel like if a woman is cheating,
She's already kind of out of there.
yeah, like what's the point?
Right. That's
If I feel like if a woman has to cheat, it's kind of like what's why?
Right. That's
Why
I feel
be?
right.
There's no reason
I
for you to be there.
Yeah, I don't really see the.
So it's like because for men, I don't think it's as mental.
There's no respect left for that man in that relationship if the woman has stepped out. The respect has already been gone, in my opinion.
Okay, I can see that. But yeah, I feel like for me, as a woman, I feel like if I'm driving to cheating,
That's what I'm saying.
then I'm not gonna be with you. I rather not. It's like it's just too much
it's
to
too
try
much.
to
It's too much.
like why?
Yeah, that's
Like
what
so
I'm saying.
what is the level of attachment that people have that they have? Because I feel like on both sides. I feel like on both sides,
What you mean?
man or woman.
What about it?
If you cheating, just leave. Like I
No,
don't feel like
I feel like
I feel like I don't think there is no
but
need
men
to
are more prone to cheat
right. But what I'm saying
That's all
is,
I'm
so
saying.
why?
because that's the way that they're made up. We're made up.
I just don't see.
I feel like you
I
have to be a
still-
strong. You have to be a different type of man to be married
Mhm.
in a monogamous relationship
Mhm.
because you're just. I feel like designed to be designed. We're designed. I feel like to have to desire multiple, to desire whatever we want. Like that's. I feel like a man in power. That's
What they want.
That's
yeah.
what I get. I get what I want.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like God has given us that,
Yeah.
and with that takes a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
So most men with high levels of power and
That's
access,
what they do.
it's you have to be very careful.
Mhm.
And you have to be, and that's why you have to walk with God
Yeah.
because with that, it's very easy
It's in my eye.
to go left.
Yeah.
You know,
I can
so
see that.
that's why the men I model are men that can walk along that can walk with that self control.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
Any comments?
Mm-mm.
No.
Just hi. People saying hi. Hello.
So,
But yeah, I feel like for me too that. But I feel like if you're going to cheat, I just feel like it's no reason to
No, I don't feel like it
stay
is either.
in a relationship if that is your if that is your stance. I understand things happen, but I just feel like if you, especially a woman, if you are going that far, it's really like it's no point. You've been gone from that relationship if that's kind of where your thought process is.
I agree.
And if you could feel like okay with coming home to your husband and your family,
That's the
it's
craziest
so
thing.
crazy.
That's the craziest thing.
But I also feel like for a man, it's like it's not as much of an emotional attachment for you guys as it is for women.
that's another point.
So
That's another point.
that's where I feel like for a woman, it's like if you're gonna go that far, it's just kind of like
Yeah, that's another point.
I don't even need to be here. That's why I always say I'm not gonna cheat on you. I will leave you
That's
before
why
I cheat
I
on you.
will pray that you. will pray that you
I will leave before I ever think about cheating. So that would be cuz I'm just not that type. I'm not a liar. So I'm not
But I feel like a lot
my
of
emotions is going to tell everything.
I feel
I'll be
like-
off, I'll be
that's one of the things that you have to look for early on, because I feel like most men that you respect are going to be honest. So honest men are going to tell you what they want. They're not going to sneak behind and tell you that they're not going to do all that. And so early on, I feel like women can target cheaters by just targeting liars, because ultimately that's what it is. It's somebody that's gonna lie to you. And so when you if the nigga lie once, more than likely he's a liar. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of look at that and kind of gauge, like, even little things, like, why would you lie about that? Yeah. So little things like that, you have to be like
the red flags. So it's just paying attention to the red flags.
So if you could catch him up with something goofy like that, imagine what this nigga would lie about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where you have to kind of gauge that at. Because even in dating, a man would tell you, like, hey, look, this is what I'm on. A man that's honest will tell you. You feel what I'm saying? If you choose to go down, and he might be like, hey, look, and you might be like, okay, I respect that you got multiple women that you're dealing with right now. I'm cool with that. You choose to go further with it.
Yeah.
Eventually, that might turn into, hey, look, I really like you, dude, and I want to be the only one, and communicate. Communication is everything. And if he really likes you, he's going to, hey, look, man, yeah, if that's what you want, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and lock in. You feel what I mean? He going to lock in until he feel like he ready to lock out. He going to tell you, hey, look, this ain't working. He gonna give you the woo-woo. Then, so I feel like you just got to seek that honesty from me and catch the red flags early.
Yeah, but I listened to something the other day that also said that most women don't want the guy to really tell them the truth. So do you feel like that's the thing?
I don't believe.
I believe that. I believe telling the truth. Tell the truth. I believe tell the truth. I believe most women want to know, because I feel like if you don't let them know, you take away their option to make the decision to say yes or no. Now, you're automatically opting them in for something that they didn't agree to.
Right. I feel like in the case maybe that you might be
it start from a lie.
Yeah. I feel like in the case that you might be talking about where the woman doesn't want to know is if she's already understood that this man is dealing with multiple women. She just don't want to see it. I feel like that's more so like don't put it on Instagram, don't just be out here crazy with it.
But if y'all are not exclusive, what is that?
I think it might be a level of exclusivity that she probably got from him, and it's like.
But how is that really a level of?
Maybe it ain't.
How is it really
maybe it ain't exclusive?
Because it can't be, because if you're
maybe
dealing with
multiple women.
Maybe
it's like a main thing. You think that's a thing? A main
no,
side?
it's not
a
no. I don't believe in it.
Oh, okay.
It's either we together or we ain't.
But some people look at like the main is taking
girl.
Pictures and doing going on dates, and she's getting the treatment, and the other ones aren't getting that same.
But is she the girlfriend? Is she the girlfriend and everybody else decide?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
in that instance, she doesn't want to know.
Okay. But do your thing?
Yeah, it's already said. That's already a thing. But I'll cuff you, I'll take pictures with you.
Yeah, no, it's enough for me. I'm good.
I'm saying I think that's maybe what you might be talking about. Maybe is when women don't want to know.
They don't want to know the truth. Yeah, I just feel like tell me the truth. I don't care wherever, cause my energy, I'ma feel it anyways. I feel like for me, I would.
I feel like you always should be honest.
I feel like I would know. It would be too. I don't know. I think that's just a big.
But in that sense that we're talking about, as far as the main and side, that is the toxicity in dating that's going on. When these women are allowing these men to have the option to side piece you.
Yeah, no. That's so.
So that's where the issue is coming in at, because as the side piece has to see her value, just like the main isn't seeing her value. Like nobody is seeing their value because they're allowing this man just to have.
I just feel like it's if you're in, but it's really not. I feel like it's really not up to the woman though.
What do you mean?
Like, cause I feel like it's still if the man is gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat. So I feel like it's not really up to her whether.
Exactly. You gotta choose
I feel like
man.
I feel like it's really the
everybody
man.
need to move around. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, ain't no questions. Do you have any other topics or anything?
Well, how long we got? I think we're good right now. 30 minutes.
We got 25 minutes.
I think that's good.
Cause you know I'm starting y'all to get tired.
Yeah,
Getting
I'll
late.
save my topics for next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
timeless. They're timeless.
But yeah, so those I think that was kind
It's
of
a good combo.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
some gems dropped. There was some gems.
I be
dropped.
watching some stuff and I be like, oof, baby.
Crazy.
I've been cheated on before, and I've taken them back, and I've been through the whole. I'm good. I'm so good.
Yeah.
I'm so good. So I just feel like if there's ever, a situation, I feel like because in a marriage, I feel like it's different, especially if you have a marriage that's under God.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's different, and I feel that, but we're still human. We're still, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I feel like definitely having a connection with God and having family as a true moral and as a true foundation, I feel like it does make it very different. But I also feel like it's like with that foundation, do you just give up, or do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if something like that happens. So I feel like, and when you look at most marriages, a lot of them don't end because of cheating. It's other things. What do you think? Yeah, I feel like it's other things. I don't know. Well, I don't really know. I haven't really looked at the numbers in a long time. I think, but I feel like from things. Well, I guess
like
no. Yeah, I think infidelity is kind of high up there. Now that I think about it, because, but yeah, because I think we did do a topic on that like a while back.
Yeah.
But I do feel like
other things might lead to infidelity.
Other things might lead to exactly. Okay, so do you think that there are things that lead up to it that are just unforgivable, or do you think that it's just a lack of the fight?
I think it's a compound. I think it's scenario based, but I feel like in general, I feel like in most scenarios, it's a compounding of things. It's the lack of communication. It's the kids ain't doing this. It's the finances. It's so I feel like it's then you get to losing respect, then you get to losing love, and then I feel like it's just then you get down the cycle, and then shit just go
left.
I feel like it's a compound. I feel like it's a mixture.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's one single thing. I feel like in most scenarios it's kind of
the
shit that
build
leads
up.
For a while.
I could see that. Because it's very easy to get on the cycle if you're not conscious, like intentional about choosing not to be on a cycle of certain behaviors.
Because a lot of the foundations of the marriages we see aren't built on God.
True.
So they're not going to walk with a covering, and when stuff gets difficult, it's going to be very natural responses instead of spiritual responses.
For sure.
And so that's why we have this show. Well, not show. That's why we have these conversations every Monday. And so we can get them to better understand how to communicate, what to look for, how to date. What marriage looks like. And we have ups and downs. Like we have even in our marriage, we have adversity moments. But what we both can lean on is our faith that God is going to correct.
Yeah, the other person or myself, it's definitely the correction. You definitely have to be a person that stands to be corrected. And you have to be a person that, because God
and fears God,
and God is a God of chastisement. He's gonna correct you, and he's gonna make sure that as you walk, it's definitely gonna be in a path that is like, all right, a quick correction, and you gotta be open to it, especially if you want to have something that's lasting, because it can get cloudy if you allow it to take you down that path. Because I mean, even just me alone, just in my mental, just with my spiritual mental spaces that I be in, me alone is a lot to deal with, and I already know that. So I mean, so I mean, even that's a topic right there. Just like your spouse being in different spaces, like how do you really handle that? How do you really gauge it? And just being there to support them and see them through it. So
Well, now that to be not to be long winded because we're already at the end, but I feel like we're at a pivot point in most marriages to where it's like, okay, yeah, I didn't know, yeah, what the, you know what I'm saying? So, but in that also is like, okay, you see where it's like, um, where the change is. So, I don't feel like we give merit. Speaking of marriages, I don't feel like the couples give each other room to change because we're constantly changing. Even if I wasn't with you, I wouldn't be the same person I am 4 years ago.
right,
Whether I was with you or not,
right,
I would have elevated in different ways, right?
yeah,
And so I feel like in that you have to allow.
there's a level of grace.
Yeah, you have to allow that grace to your partner to be like, hey, yeah, whatever you're going through, I'm gonna support. I might not know what you're going through. I might not, and it might be some friction because it's a unknown, and we're still like, okay, what the hell is this?
You don't understand
Right?
it,
But when you get to that level of okay,
of clarity.
she just need me to be a friend right now. Like I don't need to try to fix or figure it out. I just need to support. Hey, you want to talk about it? You good? What's wrong? Just continue to bring a flock. Just continue to, give a little gifts, whatever I can, whatever I can do to boost her morale. That's what I'm looking to do instead of trying to get on your ass about, hey, what's going on? Why you so what's up? What's up?
Yeah,
That's
and
not helping you get
and,
to where you
yeah.
gotta go. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let me step back and let me figure out, okay, what she needs right now.
Yeah.
While I can still continue to give myself what I need.
Yeah.
Because it might be at 80-20 at times. You might be doing, you know what I'm saying? I might be 80 and you might be 20. And sometimes it might be where you can give me exactly everything I need, and sometimes it might be. So you gotta be able to understand that regardless of what your wife is going through, that 20% that you going to look for in the streets ain't gonna be nothing worth compared to what your wife is.
Right.
Whole.
Yeah.
So
True.
you just gotta be able to allow, because the 20% ain't gonna never be what it is.
Right.
So it's like the grass ain't never greener, and I think people gotta understand, like, bro, just stay and fix home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just water your
Yeah.
grass, gang. And I feel like
For
you
sure.
got, So I think that's kind of the main lesson I want people to understand.
But yeah, I do feel like it's a level of grace, and that's why like marriage is an assignment, because God will give you the level of grace that you need for your partner. You just have to be willing to be open, to listen, to be patient, to be loving, to be kind, and to help see that person through, because mentally there are different things, and with different stages and different levels in life,
Right.
it is going to be some type of adversity there, or some type of shift, or some type of change. And I feel like right where we are, we're kind of experiencing that.
Life is constantly changing.
Yeah, and so it's like, and it's been changing for us, like
Constant.
but just like to be here though, and to be here, and to for me, just dealing with the things that I've been dealing with just alone is enough. And then the things that my husband has on his plate alone, it's enough alone. And so it's like, I'm already dealing with my own stuff. I don't need my husband to be unloving with what I'm going through.
Right.
I don't need him to try to criticize me or down me with what I'm going through, because I'm doing a lot of that on my own. I'm doing a lot of that in my own mental. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I'm dealing with something, I need that battery. You know what I'm saying? I need that pull and that push to get back to, or mentally, emotionally, whatever it is, you know. And sometimes you may be in a space where you don't know what you need from your spouse. You don't know what you need a lot from yourself. You don't know what you need. And sometimes taking the opportunity to do that self-reflection, taking the time to take a step back and say, hey, I just gotta try to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And being, and if you're the spouse on the other end, being receiving and extending the grace that person needs to be able to figure out their own stuff, because we all have things going on within us internally, that one that we may not talk about, one that you may not ever understand what they're going through
genetically.
Genetic
shit going on.
You may not ever understand what this person may be going through, because we are two separate people becoming one, and you're always gonna be becoming one. You just have to be on the path to see it through. And so, and I think that a lot of times when it gets hard, it's easy to just say, yeah, we not gonna, this ain't gonna work. You just have too many, you know. It's just easier to be like, yeah, this is. And so, and I feel like that's what we've seen in people and relationships around us, is that people are not willing to, one, extend grace and allowing people to count their own wrongs. And just, you know, giving grace to, you know, for people to kind of get through and figure out what it is that they may be experiencing and going through. So.
Well said.
All right, y'all. It's Marriage Talk Mondays. We will see you guys next Monday. We love you guys. God bless you.
Count it all joy. It could be a lot worse.
We pray that this bless you as much as it has blessed us. All right.
All glory to God.
Peace out.